losing track of who goes first. Thank you. The next question, or two questions, will relate to a subject we were just talking about. Illegal immigration. If elected, what steps would you take to address the problem of illegal immigration and border security?
I love this question. I think this is the greatest, most reprehensible law-breaking scheme in America's history, perpetrated by both parties. The Democrats looking for pet voters, the Republicans looking for cheap labor. It's had a tremendous impact on us. For example, we lose more people to murder by illegal immigrants in America than we lose in Iraq. Going back to a comment that was made earlier. How do I feel about it? Border security matters, but the best fence of all is consequence. And where do you attach the consequence? To the people who illegally employ illegal immigrants. If you do not stop the money and the jobs, you will not stop the flow. Just like the drug problem. We can go every country in the world and try to go after the source of drugs, and we will fail. Our drug war is a miserable failure. Because unless you control demand, and that occurs at the local level, you're not going to stop people from growing poppies in Afghanistan. We're not going to stop these illegal immigrants from crossing our border unless we quit giving them jobs. And you do that, you don't have to do anything different or miraculous. You don't need new laws. You start upholding the ones you have. You stop the leak in the boat, then you fix the motor. Then we can fix the laws that affect illegal immigration. Enforce the laws you have now. Thank you.
I hate to sound like your history teacher in high school when I say read the book, but there's a lot to be learned. I'll give you two examples, one from 1953, one from 2008. In 1953, Dwight Eisenhower decided to start enforcing the laws and cutting down on the illegal immigration. And he brought in a retired general to be in charge of it. And he did two things. He deported a lot of people who were illegally in the United States, and he cracked down on businesses that were hiring illegal aliens. But guess what happened? There was a much larger tide of illegal aliens who self-deported. They saw that the climate had changed, and they beat back across the Mexican border. Okay, jump to 2008. Arizona has passed a law that's very similar to the federal law. It says if you have a business and you hire illegal aliens, we'll yank your business license and you'll be out of business if we can show that you knowingly hired them. Well, there was a loud sucking sound in the state of Arizona, and the illegal aliens started scattering in all directions. Some of them went back to Mexico self-reporting. Others went to other states like Ohio and North Carolina where the laws are sloppier and it's easier to get work that way. Now, the Arizona law is not very different from the federal law that's, already on the books. It's a matter of enforcing the laws we have. Build a fence. We just gave $25 million to the Egyptians to help them build a 13-foot concrete fence to keep the Palestinians out of their territory. In the meantime, we can't build a fence any further than San Diego on our southern border. Something's out of whack here. Congress is not doing the very law it passed. And I, for one, would beat them with a stick to get them to do what they said 4 years ago when they passed the fence law.
On the surface of things, this seems like an easy answer. Build a fence and get rid of the ones that are here. And then it's over, done with, and we can keep moving on. But I think we have to put that in perspective of what makes America great. We all have ancestors that came from somewhere else. They all came illegally, I'm pretty sure. I know mine did. So we have to remember that America is a nation of immigrants. And that we are the special country we are because we have a history of immigration that goes back to even before its beginning. We need to honor that. We need to honor all of the ethnic pieces of the thread that's woven through the fabric of America. But we have to do that in a way that is lawful and legal and promotes the same ideals that the rest of us have already incorporated into our being, into our fabric. It makes us special. It makes us who we are. We have to stop illegal aliens from coming to the country. We can do that by building a fence, but we have to encourage Hispanics and other ethnic folks to come to this country and become Americans so that we can continue to be great continue to build on the legacy that their forefathers helped us build and made us who we are today. We have to be really careful about the businesses that need labor. We have to find a way to make sure that in this process, we promote the welfare of our businesses, because after all, folks, it's our businesses that provide the jobs that we all need to survive. It's not an easy question. It's not a black and white issue. It's a difficult issue, but it has to start with stopping the illegality of the circumstances, and the only way to begin that process is seal the border. Even if it's not just for economic reasons, we surely have some big security reasons that would require us to do that.